Welcome back to Coffee Talk and welcome to 2025,
Yes.
a new year. If you're new to our channel, we're Keith and Terri, and we talk all things retirement, how to retire, when to retire, retirement travel,
Yep.
retired lifestyle, you name it.
Anything about retirement, we'll probably talk about it.
So if you haven't yet, we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to our channel and follow us. It would mean a lot to us. So grab your coffee and
Yes.
join us today for our coffee talk. Today, we're going to talk about when is the best age to retire.
Yeah, the ultimate goal for every working person is retirement.
And typically, always before the age to retire was age 62,
Mm-hmm.
because that's when you're eligible for Social Security. But this is not your parents or your
Yep.
grandparents' retirement. People these days, because of the FIRE movement,
Mm-hmm.
financial independence, retire early. There's a whole lot on the internet about it.
Yep.
People are getting in their mind, we don't have to wait till
Yeah.
age 62 to retire. We could, if we're financially independent, we can retire whenever we want. So more and more people these days are retiring in their 50s.
Yes.
Some people even in their 40s. So really, as long as you have a plan and as long as you can pay your bills,
Mm-hmm.
you can retire at any age you want.
So the key really is for everybody to set goals. What are your goals? What are your dreams, and what goals can you do you realistically think you can achieve?
And if you work at building a significant nest egg,
Yes.
you can really retire whenever you want. Years ago, I met a teenager who said, I am going to retire by the time I am 35. And he had goals. He was going to, I think, go into real estate or something. Now, I don't know whatever happened to this teenager, if
Yeah.
he did retire or what, but really, sometimes we get it in our head that things have to be a certain way, and we don't dare to dream
Yeah.
anymore. We don't set goals beyond our normal thinking, but sometimes we have to think outside the
Yes.
box. There's no reason that you cannot retire early if you can sustain
Mm-hmm.
yourself, if you can pay your bills, if you can live well. There's absolutely no age that's off
Yeah.
the table
Yeah.
for retirement. It just typically, people, you're raising your kids in your 20s and 30s, and
Yeah.
really the last thing on your mind is
Yeah.
retirement. But
So you need to set goals that sometimes you think, man, I'm not sure, but set goals that are above what you think you can do. Set goals so that well, some people set goals. So I'm going to retire at 85. Well, that's going to be very achievable probably, but set goals like I'm going to try to retire at 40, or I'm going to retire at 45, and then start writing down things that you need to do to achieve those goals, whether it be putting $25 out of your check into a 401k and do it every week or do it every paycheck, and then realistically check every 5 years and see how your goals are going.
and so it can be done.
Yes.
And the sooner you start working toward those goals, the sooner it can happen for
Yes.
you. And I guess because always it's been 62, you can
Yeah.
get Social Security, so then you can retire. But if you don't need that Social Security income, if you already have income set in place, then there's no reason why you can't.
Yes.
Now, you do have to think about things as far as health care, because you're not eligible for Medicare until you're 65.
Yeah.
So then you have to think, okay, if I do retire, what am I going to do for health care? Because health care is a big chunk of what we pay
Big
every
chunk.
month. So you can start as a grandparent. you can start planting those seeds in the minds of your
Yes.
grandchildren that, hey, if I work toward these goals of being financially independent, I don't have to wait till Social Security to retire. I can be independent and retire whenever I want.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to think bigger, think beyond the norm of what
Mm-hmm.
people have always done. And retirement is changing. And these younger people, I think, are thinking more towards long term.
Mm-hmm.
Why work for somebody your entire life when you can work, you can save, and then you can be financially
Yes.
independent and retire whenever you want?
Our grandkids are always, watching our videos and saying, I can't wait till I retire and do the traveling stuff that you guys do. So we're planting seeds into them now of whenever they get that age where they can get a job to put money away so that that money can work for you when you're 40, 45, or 50. Our desire is for them to be able to retire as young as they can and to enjoy life like we are now.
And the younger you start, you have
Yes.
time on your side.
Yes.
You don't have to invest a lot per month because you have that time for that money to work for you. So people are realizing they are in charge of their own
Yes.
lives. They are in charge of their own retirement. It's not your employer's
Yeah.
responsibility. It's your responsibility. And people are realizing this, and they're breaking out of the mold that people have always put retirement in the age
Age
62 box.
62, I'm going to retire.
And people are breaking out of that
Yes.
because they're seeing, hey, I don't have to work in my 60s, 70s, and 80s if I plan and prepare and can sustain myself.
Yes.
So we just wanted to bring this up
Yes.
because retirement age is changing and people are retiring in their
Yeah.
40s, in their 50s. But you can't just up and quit your job one
No.
day and say, hey, I'm going to retire.
You need some common
You
sense.
have to have a plan and you
Yes.
have to know you can sustain yourself. So it's just something to think about. We appreciate you joining us today for our coffee
Yes, we
talk.
do.
Let us know your thoughts on what age is best to retire. It's different for everyone. I know people personally who are not happy. They retired and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm bored. So they go out and they get a job and then they're happy and they're fulfilled. So retirement is not for everyone. But if that is your goal,
Yeah.
think outside the box and don't think, oh, I have to wait till I'm 62 or 65, because you can absolutely, with planning and preparation,
Yes.
you can do it much sooner. Thanks for joining
Mm-hmm.
us today. If there's something you would like for us to talk about in a coffee talk, let us know in the comments. We'll see you next time on Retired and Loving It. If you'd like to see more of our videos, click the video that just popped up on your screen